Hello and welcome back to the
Urban
Urban Schoolhouse
Schoolhouse
where school is
is
cool.
cool.
I'm Chelsea Wysinger and I'm here with my mom.
Hey, I'm Ebony Wysinger.
And
Happy New Year.
Happy New Year and welcome back to the Urban Schoolhouse.
Second semester, y'all.
Yes.
Classes in session.
Yes. So these next two episodes are gonna be like a mini series, part one, part two. I feel like we've been focusing a lot on the elementary kiddos.
Yes.
So we're gonna shift gears a bit and talk more to our high schoolers, especially junior and seniors. So we're going to be talking about um, how to apply to college, basically, especially for
Students.
first generation
College
college
students.
students. So, firstly, a first generation college student is defined by someone whose parents or guardians, caretakers, have not completed a 4 year bachelor's degree.
Well, you know what? Let me just stop you right there because honestly, as long as I've been a school counselor and having conversations about college and first generation college students, I never really knew that the definition of first generation college student was that your parent or guardian had not received a bachelor's degree. Because my mother received an associate's degree, remember I was saying to you.
Mm-hmm.
And I never thought that I was first generation because she had gone to college. But we learned today that it's not about your parent or guardian or your other family members, because we thought it was other family members going to
Yeah, I
college
thought it was if literally nobody
in
in
your
your
family,
family had gone.
then you're first gen.
Yes.
Right. But honestly, I'm guessing at this point that it's just your parent or guardian.
Yeah.
So it's all about whether or not your parent or guardian received a 4 year degree. All right. So that is how we are going to be defined in first generation college students, students whose parents or guardians who have not received a 4 year degree.
Correct. So, the first thing that we're going to talk about is something that, well, you can start it your junior year at the earliest, and it really helps you. It's dual enrollment.
Yes.
I didn't do dual enrollment personally. I took AP, which is advanced placement classes in high school. So basically, they're just advanced classes, and they can be for almost any subject. Like I took advanced psychology because I knew I wanted to pursue a psychology degree. I took advanced history classes because I loved history and I loved reading. So I took an advanced English class. So, but the thing about AP classes is that at the end of the year, you take an AP exam and you only get college credit if you pass the exam.
Yes.
So it's a bit not guaranteed because you could not pass.
Right.
So then you just went through that whole class and not get the college credit, which I didn't get college credit for one of mine. I know I did for psychology, and then I think English, but I don't think I did for history.
Well, I want to chime in because college credits are always good to come from out of AP classes if you can pass. And the test that administers is from College Board.
Yes.
But also most schools do give a bump in your letter grade, your GPA. They give you a whole bump in a credit for the grade that you get in the class. So for example, if you got a B plus in the class, most high schools will honor that B plus with the whole full credit bump to an A plus.
Mm.
That'll help with your grade point average, which would help you with your college admission. So it kind of would help even if you did or didn't pass the AP test.
Okay, that's cool. Um, but yes, dual enrollment is when college students go to a college campus, like a community college, correct?
Yes.
And they take um, college courses there, and then those credits count when they actually get to college.
Absolutely. Um, With the dual enrollment classes, a lot of times those classes are more geared towards vocation and not like general education type classes. So, if you were going to take a dual enrollment course at my old high school, it would have to be a course that we did not teach at our school. You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So, if you say, for instance, we taught a business law class, so you couldn't go to, let's say, Macomb County Community College and take that type of class. You would have to take a class that's either beyond that or much different.
Okay.
So take dual enrollment classes that would match a potential career that you might want to pursue, and that way you'll be getting exposure and finding out if that type of field is for you through taking those classes.
That's a good one.
Yeah.
And so then you earn college credit and you're getting college experience on top of it. So, and you're saving money because that's less classes you have to take when you're actually in college.
So basically, it's about exhausting what your school has.
Yeah.
And then going beyond that in a dual enrollment. So, and then there's also consortium classes that some high schoolers can take. And I was talking about vocation, but I think that I was really much so thinking about consortium classes. Some school districts collaborate into a consortium of schools, and then they share the classes. So, like if they have mechanics or culinary arts or other vocational programs, those can be taught as well, and they can enhance a student's ability to learn more about certain skill levels and potential jobs.
Yeah, I didn't know that.
Yeah, they used to call that kind of thing VOTEC back in the day, but I know they don't call it that anymore. But if kids take those programs, then they qualify for internships or externships, because they have taken the classes for a couple of years and then they get employment through the community. And that can help you land some like experience. And when it's time to get these letters of recommendation, then you have people who know your work.
That's good.
Yeah.
But that's perfect segue, because next is how to properly ask for a letter of recommendation.
Yes, it's a proper way. We're not just asking.
Yes.
We're not just saying, can you write me a letter of recommendation?
Like informally and just.
Yeah.
It's a lot that goes into it.
There is.
It's
like a promposal.
Yeah. Most colleges, I mean, when I was applying to college, most colleges wanted like three letters.
Okay.
2 or 3.
Yes, that's about standard.
Yeah. So I chose the teachers that knew me personally, like kind of outside of just me being a student. Like they've seen me in different roles, and it's best to go for staff members that you already have a relationship with and they know you beyond being a student.
Definitely.
And you wasn't acting a tomfool in a class.
Tomfoolery?
You don't. If you ask a teacher and you know you've been cutting up in a class, I don't know how that's gonna go. I'm not gonna go because they could just say no.
They could just say no. You would hope they would just say no.
Or they can write you a letter and it might not say what you wanted to say.
I mean, you want your letter to shine bright like a diamond.
Yeah.
For real. So you have to be careful who you ask.
Yeah.
What about the amount of time that a student has known someone? Should you pick somebody that you just met, or should you pick someone that you know all 3 years?
I kind of had a combination. I asked my French teacher. I had known him for, I guess, like 2-3 years, almost my whole time in high school.
Yeah, I agree on that.
But then I asked my AP English teacher, and I only known her for a year, but her and I were pretty cool, and like I was a great student in her class. And
I think that's what makes all the difference. It's not about the quantity, it's about the quality.
Yeah.
It's not about how many years or months you've known a teacher. It's about the quality of work that teacher has seen you do. It's about the effort and the participation and the spirit of learning that you impress upon that teacher, like you're there for it. Those are the people you should ask. The people who have cheered you on and the people who have supported you in any other way before, and the ones that know you best. Say, for instance, I know you took French a couple of years in a row, so that teacher saw you grow.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that that's the type of letter you want. You want somebody who can reflect over the years and state how you become this awesome kid, that is really ready to get into the college scene and do their thing.
Oh yeah, me and him are cool. We're Facebook friends now, actually. So,
That's what's
but
up.
yeah, so that and then properly asking. So I don't really remember how I did it. If I did do it in person, I probably asked to schedule out time to ask them. But if you're gonna do it over email, then you have to be very proper, like, hello, Mr. So and so. Like, as you know, it's college season, whatever. Like, I would really appreciate it. And maybe talk about like what you've learned in their class or how their class has contributed to the student that you are right now, something like that. And
Definitely.
kind of like,
Give them their props
yeah.
as the teacher
Hmm.
and helping develop you.
Yeah, like hype them up a little
Okay,
bit.
hype me up. So the thing about it is, I also think that when you ask for the letter, the verbiage in my mind should always be, can you write me a positive letter of recommendation or a good letter of recommendation? You can say whatever word you want, but for me, I want to know that you can write me an outstanding letter of recommendation. It's not that I want a letter from you saying that you know me and I know you, and you saw me and I saw you. No, I want you to be able to express the best qualities that I have as a student so that I shine in
Yeah.
my application process. I don't want a mediocre letter. If you know that a person writes well, they have good expressive tone, those are the people that you really want writing your letters.
Yeah, because colleges, they look for students who are going to positively impact their campus and, keep whatever missions or, whatever they have going on, who's going to keep that going.
Yeah,
So that should be able to stand out. Like whoever you're asking, they should be able to say how this student is going to contribute positively to your campus. Like what can they do? Like,
exactly.
so
So your behavior,
behavior,
your
leadership.
attendance, leadership, service to others,
Hmm.
things that make you stand out from the rest
Yeah.
are the things that you should make sure you want included in your letters of recommendation. And really, I want to stress another point of, in order to help a person to know your involvement, your level of leadership, your level of service, or what have you, I would prepare a little resume of some sort or outline of my experiences and submit that in writing along with the request. Because I know I've written so many letters of recommendation and it's so good to have. I'll always ask a student for it. If they don't have a resume, that's a good time for them to start trying to draft one. It
Hmm.
doesn't have to be perfect, it can be bullet points. What you did at your church last summer. You were a Girl Scout, you were a Boy Scout, you mow lawns during the summer and you have a lawn company that you work. Whatever experiences that you have as a young person that can contribute to a college setting, those are the things that you want to include in your request. Not just say, will you write me a letter of recommendation based on what you know about me? No, let it be based on what you know about me and also what I can let you know about me.
Yeah. And when you get to college, it's a little bit different. But when I was in college and I was asking for letters for grad school, what I did was I also, when I was emailing and asking, I also attached to the email like work I've done for their class. So maybe if
Absolutely.
they didn't remember me, like they might be able to see like, hey, this is the work that I did for you
That's
when
right.
I was your student.
And I call that shining your own halo.
Hmm.
I work with a teacher who told her class to shine their halos when they did good. And they will all reach up above their heads and, circle above it as though they were shining their halos. And that's what you really want to do when you're applying for jobs, applying for college, or applying for anything, quite frankly. You want to come with your best foot forward. So help your um, recommender by supplying them with everything they need to make you shine. That's
Yeah.
my advice.
And most like Google Word Docs, Canva, things like that, they have a lot of templates for resumes.
Mm-hmm.
So you don't even have to create your own.
You
You
don't.
just
And it
fill
doesn't
in
have
your
to be
information.
fancy.
They shouldn't really be fancy, to be honest. It should be straight to the point.
Exactly,
But
because you're a high school student
mm-hmm.
and it's not really professional experience. What it is it's unprofessional experience
Mm-hmm.
that is going to lead to professional opportunities.
Yeah.
Yes. So, what's next, dear?
I'm also gonna say once they do it, for me, I had given my teachers that wrote letters for me. I gave them little gifts. I mean, that's optional, but like I said, I had a good relationship with all of them, just to
Mm-hmm.
say thank you because they're gonna take the time out of their day to write this letter and make sure that you're in a good light. And then I don't know how most schools do it, but I think so you're not supposed to see the letter that they write, so they have to also send it to these schools too.
But
So
you can ask for a copy.
you can.
And there's nothing wrong with that.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like I always ask for a copy of my letter because I always wanted to know what was being said. If a recommender will not give you a copy of the letter, I would be wary of that recommender. I mean, honestly, what's there to hide?
Yeah, that's true.
I mean, it's your application at the end of the day, so you ought to know how you're being represented. If a person won't give you a copy, I would be kind of concerned.
Yeah.
All right.
So next is the admissions process. So that's a whole sermon within
It's a
itself.
heavy. Okay, that's a heavy list.
That is heavy.
The application process is an episode and an episode and an episode, but we're gonna sum it on up today, right?
Yeah.
Okay. So what's first? What we gonna think about first when we are getting ready to apply to college as first generational?
I think the first thing is, where do you want to apply to?
Where do I want to go? Okay, so these are the questions. Do I want to go to a what? 2-year or 4-year college, right?
Yeah,
a junior college or
a lot of it is weighing pros and cons. A lot of these decisions.
Absolutely. And where you want to go. Some kids, or I shouldn't say kids, are young adults now. They stay home and commute. That's what you did.
For grad school, yeah.
For grad school, right. You stayed on campus for undergrad. I stayed on campus and I went out of state. She stayed on campus and she was in state. So those are the type of questions you have to ask yourself. Do I want to go out of state? The answer for her was no. The answer for me was yes. And honestly, it was during a different time and it was for different reasons. We said it before, we're both the only child. I wanted to go out of state to grow up and gain independence. And I believe, Chelsea, why do you think you wanted to stay in state?
Because I didn't want to be that far. Like, I wanted to be able to go home if I wanted to go home.
And come home, she did.
I did come home.
It's okay.
I just didn't want to be that far. Yeah.
It was hard to come home from out of state, so I can see what you mean by that. And even though I did come home quite a bit, it was always a challenge. How am I going to get
And
home?
I was about 2 hours away, so I felt like it was a good distance. Like, I felt like I was separated, but I could still come back home when I wanted to.
I was 18 hours away.
Yeah, no. I was 2 hours
in a car.
Away.
Yeah.
I was 2 hours away. So that, and also with location, like, instead, I would say, do you want to be in a city? Do you want to be like a city? Do you want to be in like a middle ground area? Or do you want to be in a rural? I was in a rural area.
I think I was in
a country.
It's rural / country. When you can see
was
cows,
in the country. I was in a rural area.
If you can see cows and horses, basically, yes. It was the country where I was. It was down south in the country. But, even though I was the city girl going to...
Okay, well, that's that about the locations of colleges. I guess we've made it pretty clear that checking into where you're going to be going is pivotal in knowing if you want to be there or not. So
yeah. The next thing is touring the colleges if you can. I only toured my alma mater, which is Central Michigan. I toured Michigan State University. I did go on a tour there with my dad, I think the summer before my senior year. Usually, honestly, around that time, some colleges will start emailing you. Like I was getting emails, like you can schedule a tour, X, Y, and Z. They can probably offer transportation. From my experience, they're free to sign up. Both colleges that I toured were within driving distance, so I'm not exactly sure about transportation if that was needed, but I'm sure these schools could provide that if necessary, especially for more urban or lower income or first gen schools / communities. They probably do have some offers on that.
Yeah, for sure. And also you can talk about visiting the schools with the admissions counselors that come by the high schools. Sometimes during lunch, or they might have a specific day or night where they come. We talked about on-site admissions. You can talk to them too about touring the colleges and, how you could get to their colleges. Chelsea had pointed out one really good thing. It's like once you are on the campuses of colleges that you're interested in, it's important to talk to people.
Yeah.
I mean, asking 100%. Questions.
Yeah.
And finding out what their experiences have been at that school, especially students of color.
Yes. If you're at a PWI, talk to the students of color.
What's a PWI?
A predominantly white institution. So basically any other college university that is not HBCU is usually considered a PWI. So for example, Michigan State University, Central Michigan University, Iowa University in Michigan for grad school, those are all PWIs. So definitely talk to the students of color.
Exactly. And if you're touring HBCUs, most of the students at the school are obviously going to be students of color, but the questions you should be asking are about the classes, the teachers, the campus, the food, the cafeteria, the things that they have for student services, and things they do for fun at the college. What are the most fun things they offer? And I would go into the program department that you have an interest in and kind of see what they're about as well. What you think about that?
Yeah, both colleges that I toured, I would look in their social science building or their psychology building, things like that. And I walked around and I met some folks. Same thing, I had toured the University of Michigan for grad school before I went there, and I got to talk to people in the admissions office and the student services. So all of that is important.
Look at the facilities, the library.
What they offer.
They might offer an intramural center to work out in or something like that. Find out what you can do there.
I really liked all the different clubs, the student-led organizations that have come on campus, and especially at Central, a lot of those organizations have been around for years. So, it's pretty amazing how a lot of those orgs hold up for so long.
Yeah.
I really also liked how Central emphasized leadership a lot and taking the initiative a lot. That's why they always encourage students to create orgs, things like that. So you're going to have to find what's important to you in a college. And then
it might be sports.
It might be sport, yeah. And then it might be a sports atmosphere, the environment, things like that. So you have to find just what's important to you, what's your priority.
Absolutely.
And then just kind of go from there. I know when I was applying to grad school, I had looked at the students of color, and sometimes if they're doing research or they're doing important things, they'll be on the college website, and you can find their email or something like that. It's public information, and you can email. I had email questions to, I think, 3 or 4 different Black girls who were in grad programs that I were interested in, and they were all very honest. That's the thing. Students are going to be honest, more honest than the staff, obviously, because the staff, you know. I mean, some staff might
Some
be
staff
honest,
will tell you the truth.
but especially like
In the liberal arts
yeah,
program.
but especially students, like they're gonna tell you straight up. Because when I was applying to grad school, I was interested in a school in Texas, and I had emailed 2 different black girls who were in the program, and one girl emailed me back and said straight up, like, do not apply here. So
Straight up. I remember you telling me about that.
Yeah, and I did it.
And you shouldn't. It was hard for her there. I remember you telling me. Mm-hmm. So it's good to talk to people, open up, and just ask questions. Don't be shy. So what's next? What are we talking about next here, Chelsea?
I think also, this might seem like a simple one, but you'll be surprised. Make sure this college that you're interested in has your major.
That part.
Or your minor.
Absolutely.
Because I know a lot of folks who really get to enroll, you apply, all the things, they don't really have the major that you want.
That's the first thing you're looking for. Before location, look for your major.
Yeah.
All right, so we didn't talk about private and public, did we?
I don't think so.
Okay, then. So let's do it. Public school versus private school. Go.
I mean, it's the same as like K through 12. Public, they get public funding, and they have to follow federal regulations because they get federal funding. Public, they don't get that funding, so they can make their own rules about different things
And charge you tuition.
And charge you whatever they want to charge.
Like, that's the primary focus, is that private colleges cost way more than public. So
more time, unless you get like a full. Some of these private colleges, they do a lot of like full rides for athletes, stuff like that. That's one thing. But if you come in with no type of scholarship, yeah, be expected to pay some coins.
Yes, and you have a smaller environment.
Definitely gonna be smaller.
As opposed to a public school where it's going to be probably
the
much bigger.
The
demographic is probably going to be that of which, they are paying for school.
Yeah, so especially if you're a person of color, really think about that.
Exactly.
That.
And it's also usually some type of religious affiliation that is associated with private universities. Most of them, are either Catholic or religious in some way, Christian in some way. Which, we don't have a problem with that, but we're just putting it out there.
That's it. So it's basically the same concept as if it was like a K through 12 school.
Yeah, it's like Catholic school.
Yeah, it's basically the same thing. And I think that's important, especially with the political climate and diversity, equity, and inclusion being in question, because if public universities stuck to those values, they could lose funding. And these private universities, they can do whatever. Or they're usually colleges, they're not universities. They're usually colleges. Right?
Definitely.
So what's the difference between college and a university?
What's the difference between a college and university?
Yes.
Okay, so I'm on the spot right now. I feel like I do.
Can I think?
I feel like I do.
I know.
Okay,
so
you go.
A college only offers undergrad, right? A university, you can do advanced, like masters or doctorates.
Oh, is that
That's
it?
what I think. Yeah.
Okay, I had a little bit of a different information. I didn't think that.
Yeah, like for example, because I remember I was looking at Spelman College for grad school, but I was like, wait, they don't have graduate programs.
Okay.
I think if it's a college, they only do undergrad.
Okay. I could go for that. I could dig it.
Are you good? Okay. Somebody Google it, chat.
I'm a Google chat.
Am I right? I hope I'm right.
The main difference is that colleges often focus on undergraduate education, associate's and bachelor's degrees in a smaller setting, prioritizing teaching, while universities are larger, umbrella institutions comprising multiple colleges like arts, engineering, law, that offer a wide range of undergrad, graduate, and professional degrees with a stronger emphasis on research. So yes, that's what I was thinking about the specialized colleges that are in a university.
Right.
So that's good. We both were on the same lines. of thought, and I think that's awesome.
Yeah.
So basically, there's more. I feel more resources probably at a public school.
Resources in all different ways, financially, I think socially,
educationally.
You know, I don't want to dog private.
I'm not trying to
colleges, right? But I mean, I think in the grand scheme of things, public universities just offer more
for first gen students,
especially for first gen. Usually, if a kid's going to a private college, their folks like they true to this, not new to this.
Exactly. And then they might have also gone there, like Notre Dame. You know, they have generations.
I keep forgetting that's private because that's a big private school. Like it's not like a normal.
It's one of the bigger private schools, one of the most popular private schools.
Yeah, because I be thinking about like in Michigan we have like Albion College. That's
Concordia,
and that's
U of
those
D,
are small.
Mercy.
And those are
small, private. Christian colleges.
Yeah, I be thinking about those. I forget.
I mean, there are a sector of people who want Christian education, and that's awesome. Like, you know, don't get it twisted. There are programs that Christian universities can offer to you if that's what your goals are, theology and such. Yeah. So, or if you just want Christian education surrounded by, you know, worship. Because that's basically, you know, the point of going to those colleges.
Yeah.
And I think that it's important because you don't want to wind up at a college that you're paying more to be at, and it's a Christian college with
and you're like, what is this?
Exactly.
I mean, unless you get in a full ride or something, I don't see those.
I don't even see why you would do it then.
Oh, that's controversial.
It is.
I mean, but it's free education.
Yeah, but you want to be happy where you are, and you want to be somewhere where you can
grow. A lot
grow.
of people choose money over. I mean, when it comes to college, a lot of people choose money over anything else.
Well, baby, that's the controversy.
That is controversy.
Controversy.
But okay. I think for first gen and public universities just offer more for first gen.
Yeah,
first,
absolutely.
They recognize that how difficult being first gen.
Probably
is.
Even more money in terms of funding.
Yeah,
they're gonna offer you more money. And the private school's gonna charge you more money. Facts. Okay then. So we're gonna go do a part 2, right?
We are gonna do a part 2. And that's gonna focus on, okay, you've done all these steps, you've done all the things. Now you're admitted to college.
So what you do next?
Now what?
Right.
So that's what we're gonna focus on. We're gonna try to answer that question as best as we can in the next episode. So stay tuned.
So it's like a mini series then.
Yeah,
you know I love a series.
Someone raised us from the chokeholds of
a series. Okay, but anyway, let me just say we do have social media.
We do.
So let's talk about it.
Okay,
all
so our social media: Instagram, TikTok, and YouTube at the Urban Schoolhouse. On Instagram, we post different resources.
The Urban Schoolhouse Podcast.
Urban Schoolhouse Podcast, you're absolutely right. We post different resources that relate to some of our episodes.
Definitely. Check them out.
Yes, and that's the most current when we post.
And they don't leave. They stay up there, don't they? Stay up there?
Yes, that's in the resource highlights tab.
Yes.
On Instagram. So that is how you keep up with us. And we'll see you next time on the Urban Schoolhouse,
where school is cool.